What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today, BTC USD. It is the 16th day of July, and here we are sitting at about $64,500 with roughly 7 hours left in this day. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here, and let's get into it, okay? We'll come back out to the daily time frame, but I want to look at this on the short-term stuff. We're getting a little bit of a late start today, but that's okay. You know, we wicked all the way down, and we've come back up. I do believe that this move keeps pushing higher. I don't think that we're just going to move in one straight line to this 70 to 74K area, but I do think that we're going to make it there inevitably. We probably go somewhere just above or just below this high before finding some more turbulence, but I would expect that we do move higher. I do expect that we move higher overall. The expectation here would be that we at least move as high as like 68K, if not at the most 75K, somewhere in this range by the end of the month. That's kind of the expectation at the moment. This should be our topping area for this overall consolidation phase, and then we should move down sometime in August and see our finale phase of the bear market. That's where my head's at. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame. I said we'd look at the 1 hour and then we'd come back to the daily, but we did the daily a little bit there. The 1 hour time frame here, moving down, a lot of volume there actually at the low. A lot of volume at the lows, and we didn't move. We moved down, but then a lot of the volume came in at the lows. That's interesting. I wouldn't call this a bull flag by any means, but it does look bullish in nature. Low to high, right below the 382, back to the 236. I'll tell you what, if we can't get above the 236, if we can't get above 64.7K, and instead we return back to 64.1K, if we return back down here, we're probably going to go lower, back below 64K and perhaps even just below 63K. That is completely a possibility. That's the golden ratio down there, 63.2 to 62.9 is what that looks like. But if we can get back above 64.7K, I think that would be very promising on a 1 hour closing basis or higher time frame closing basis. That'd be very promising. Promising in the sense that we do continue to move higher. It's kind of interesting here. Let's see. 1 hour RSI, lower lows, lower highs, a little double top there. You have broken out with this move, this recent move. You have broken out of this lower low, lower high trend. You did get overbought. You did reject the oversold zone. I mean, you look good. You do look good right here. Not going to lie. Stochastics look good. I love how I say I'm not going to lie, as if I lie. And if I was going to lie, what I tell you, I'd be like, I'm going to lie. So this, not going to lie, guys. It's such a funny expression or phrase. Anyways, we have been red. We've been predominantly red here for quite some time. False cross to the upside here, and those false crosses typically promote more negative price action. So that was a false cross there, and we went down. If this is a false cross here, if this isn't the real deal, that could promote lower price action. So basically, it's just saying the same thing, right? If we don't make a push now higher, you're in trouble. You're probably going to see lower lows and go back below 64K, potentially even below 63K. But if we can shape up right now, then it's very likely that we go above this high and continue onwards to prices that are near 70K, if not at least 68K. The MACD's at a perfect area to bounce. Stochastics look good enough, and the RSI looks good enough too. I'm going to call for going higher, but I could be wrong. Again, I've given you the parameters for what would validate the incorrect call there. We do have 3 hours left in this 4 hour candle, so it's just started. It looks like we're pointed down here in the RSI, and we are, but if this candle can close green, we'll actually be pointed up. If we can point up, this substantiates the bounce off the 50 here, and we could get back up to this area. Rejecting the overbought zone and coming back to the 50 for support, you typically do get into the overbought zone on that attempt. Typically you do. Unless you've been overbought before. So like here, we were overbought before. Hold on. And we came down to the 50. We didn't get into the overbought zone, but we'd already been in the overbought zone. Whereas like here, you rejected the overbought zone, bounced off the 50, then you got overbought. Does that make sense? Right? It's all about momentum. And here, I think the momentum's on our side, so long as this 4 hour time frame can close green. I think that would look nice. Stochastics have come down a little bit. That doesn't look good, to be completely fair, but if this 4 hour candle can flip the script and turn green, I think that would look good for a bounce off the 50. And the MACD is red, but again, if we can flip this green, then the MACD probably evades being red, or could at least provide a false cross, like how we had a false cross here, but a false red cross, and that would be bullish. Bitcoin has been deceitful, my friends. Deceitful, I think, is the right word to use here. No, I don't want to. If I do that, is it going to show my email? I will have to restart the whole damn. I don't want to do it. Let's just see. There we go. I didn't have to do it. Okay. Okay, cool. Whatever. Let's see. Liquidation. Looking at the past day, pretty even, 50-50. A lot more longs than shorts, that's for sure, over the last week, and there's more longs than shorts over the last month as well. I mean, maybe we do move down, guys, to 63K. It's something to pay attention to. Just because there's more longs than shorts doesn't mean that we have to move down, though. It doesn't. That traps people sometimes who just rely on that data. Things look good enough, man. Things look good enough. I will say this. If we do go lower, I don't expect that we go below these lows. We likely will come back up and continue to rally. That'd be my expectation. Let me just see if I'm missing anything. You look good. You look good. It's hard to be bearish here. It really is. Like a little bit bearish, sure, but okay, here we go. Here's something that would be bearish. If today closes here or lower, we are now killing this bullish momentum. You don't want the pale green, you want the dark green, because if you get the pale green, you're showing some bearish divergence, okay? You're showing bearish divergence, you're getting higher highs and you're getting lower highs in the MACD, plus you're at this zero level, which is a perfect area to reject. You know, we've come up here before, we rejected, and then we came back down. We didn't see a lower low, but we rallied afterwards, but we were in this kind of volatile sideways range. With that, if we were to reject here, we would see lower lows. We probably would go back down below, I mean, maybe even below 60K, if not below 61K, something that's down here. So you definitely don't want to close today here or lower. I think it's completely possible that you could close with a pale green candle or a histogram bar, and then the next day you're building bullish momentum again. It's completely possible that you get this pale green close and you still push through the zero, but the statistical probability of rejecting here goes up. And we don't want that to go up. We want the statistical probability to go down of rejecting here. It goes up if this candle closes pale like this. So you want to see a reversal by the end of the day. You definitely want to see some movement up. If we're here or lower by the end of the day, just understand before tomorrow's video, I'm bearish. I'm bearish to the effect that we probably will see some grand retracement overall below these lows down to like $60.6 thousand, maybe even $58.6 thousand, somewhere in that range. Okay, so just be aware that is on the table. That doesn't mean that we're seeing the bear market finale now. I wouldn't expect that. I would think that, just some volatility in this range. Every pump gets dumped into, every dump gets pumped into. That's what we're doing. We'd move down and then we'd move up. These same targets that we have that are higher, they would just come back on the table at a later date. Okay, come back to the table. I don't know why it has to come on the table. It's going to come back to the table. Weekly time frame, stochastics look good. RSI looks good. MACD looks good. Overall, it's bearish, but the fact that you crossed red here and you're killing off that bearish momentum already, I mean, it looks good for the circumstances that we're in. At any rate, I'm done talking. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Do yourself a favor and buy some TBB before this thing rallies, man. I swear, I feel like a broken record because we were down here below 001, and I was saying get it below 001 while you can, because it's not going to be here forever. It's going to rally. Here we are. It's like deja vu. Here we are below 0.1 itself, 1 cent, hold 10x higher. Get it before it starts to rally, before we go to $100 million, because this thing's going to rip, man. This is the longest consolidation phase that we've seen for this. It's a high and tight consolidation phase at its all-time highs. You guys, with meme coins, whenever they get to all-time highs and they reject, they do this kind of stuff. And we did, and we consolidated, we still built. This consolidation, where you're getting higher lows going into a flat top, you know what that is. You know what's coming next. Get into some TBB, the Bitcoin bull, one of the OG Bitcoin investors, crypto influencers in the space. Jason Williams, this is his token. He owns 70% of the supply, well, 69% now, because he's done so many airdrops. He's airdropped a lot. I know not everybody's gotten airdrops. I don't know how the airdrops work. I've received some, but I'm in the top 20 wallets. I know that a lot of the top wallet holders have had them. A lot of people who've contributed to the bag work or just community building on X. I know that a lot of people have received airdrops that way, but I don't know. I think it's just random and probably related to contribution as well, but I don't know. Anyways, enough about TBB. I was really just curious to see what the price was, but 64.3K. Yeah, I'm calling for the upside. I am calling for the upside, but if we go below, what was it? If we go below 64.1K, we're probably going to go at least to 63K, if not something that's even below 60K. I mean, today, there's just no scenario where we go down here by the end of today that I would see us recover, because that daily MACD, man, that is a bit scary. And it's not super scary. It's not like sending us to zero scary. It's just we'd probably see a rejection here, like we did back here, right? The MACD was building up. It rejected the zero. What did we do? We came back down. We formed a higher low overall, but we saw lower lows relatively speaking, higher low overall, and then we rallied. Then we broke through the zero. Maybe we're doing the same thing here where we reject and then we cross through. We reject and then we cross through. We'd see a lower low relatively speaking, higher low overall, and then cross through. I don't know. I'm not there yet. I'm still taking the bullish stance. I'm still taking the idea that we move higher. But if today closes here or lower, I'm bearish. If we get below 64.1K today, I'm bearish. If we get below there today, I'm bearish that moment. But if we close here or lower, I'm also bearish, okay? Predicament. You got to recover if you want to avoid it. For now, we're bullish, but open to change given those parameters. Take care. I'll see you on the next one. Hit that like button. Don't think about it too much. Bye.